Neil, at long last, back out in the training pitch, you must have been delighted to get the lads back out in the pitch and to be out yourself as well.
Yeah, I've never been more happy to be standing out in the rain. To be honest, it was great to be out there. Obviously, a long break, and it's just good to see the boys again, and good to see that they're all fit and have all been sticking to their programs. So, a light day today, nothing in it, just getting used to kicking footballs again, really, which I haven't been doing.
Yeah, I suppose you touched on it there, but obviously I know yourself and Joel Campbell have been working with them on Zoom calls and all that kind of stuff over the last while. So the work they put in over the shutdown period, it's obviously left them in a good place to come back out onto the pitch.
Yeah, it's been hard for them mentally because with no football, but they've been working hard. But you can't replicate football. You can't replicate kicking actions and striking footballs and the muscle damage that does. And also they haven't had access to gyms and everything else, so it'll take a little bit of time. So this week's just nice and easy, just easing our way back into it.
Yeah, and is there a big difference for yourselves as coaches in terms of the way that you've got to do things? Obviously, there are still restrictions in place around what you can and can't do. Was that difficult, or is it a challenge to embrace, and you're just glad to be back out there?
We're just glad to be back. Obviously with the social distancing and the sanitisation that goes on, we had to keep the lads separate. But the sessions we planned today were, like I said, easing ourselves back into it, just getting a little bit of technical work going, so it wasn't too difficult to do that. From next week, we'll look at stepping it up a little bit more.
Yeah, and I suppose you just mentioned it there, the next couple of weeks, obviously, we're hopefully working towards a start date of the 31st of July. So are you happy with the time frame that you have to work with, and you've got all your plans made for the next 2 weeks?
Not really, no. But we're still not sure if it is the 31st of July. But we couldn't hold on any longer. We planned to come back at the end of June, or June the 29th, because we had in mind it was August the 14th. But then we got told it could be July the 31st, and we just couldn't wait any longer. We couldn't be left behind. Our first game, we think, is going to be against Bows, who have been back a month already. So we couldn't just be hanging around waiting for other people to make decisions for us. We had to get going, and today, like I said, it was not ideal preparation with the short notice we've had, but the boys are fit enough. It's just making sure that they don't break down with injuries.
Yeah, and I suppose just the mood among the players, are they as happy as you are to be back out there?
Yeah, delighted. Everyone's a big smile on their face. We had to tell them, the work starts here. Even though we're easing our way into it, it's not a mess around. It's the work starts here, and if the league's the way we think it's going to go, then there's some important games coming up.
And I suppose lastly, just to touch on the squad, obviously we had a number of players that were in on loan for the first half of the season, and I suppose in an ideal world maybe you would have spent the last number of weeks either renewing those or replacing those guys for the second half of the season. But with everything that's going on, you might kind of just tell us where you're at from that point of view with the squad.
Yeah, we're hoping that two of the loan players will be making a return, and we'll be delighted that they are coming back. With big thank you to the clubs for allowing them to come back. We can't say who they are yet because it hasn't been done, but we think we're going to be getting two of the boys back, and it's brilliant. It's a great relief.
Yeah, so all systems go, and step it up over the next week, and hopefully get into maybe a couple of friendly games before the resumption of the league.
Yeah, exactly. Build it up from Monday. Start looking to play a couple of in-house games towards the end of the week, and then a few more friendlies before the season starts.